step into the bustling world of a medieval fair, where the sounds of bargaining, laughter, and the aromas of freshly prepared delights fill the air. Imagine wandering past stalls draped in colorful fabrics, each corner of the fairground offering a peek into the daily lives and tastes of our ancestors. This was the medieval answer to our modern drive-throughs, where the hunt for fast, appealing eats was equally fervent. Instead of food trucks, imagine medieval cookshops line the streets. Sounds delightful, right? But here's the catch. Some dishes were as likely to turn your stomach as they were to delight your taste buds. Today, as Binge History leads you into the flavors of the past, let's tread carefully, for not every medieval snack was as innocent as a pretzel. But before that, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell on Binge History. This was a time when the socio-economic landscape steered the common folk towards these early takeout options, primarily due to the twin challenges of poverty and lack of cooking facilities. In bustling centers like London and the aromatic streets of Bristol, cookshops thrived, their menus fluctuating with the seasons and their strategies to entice customers as varied as their offerings. Bristol's Cook's Row was especially renowned for its culinary delights, where hungry patrons could easily snag a roasted chicken and a fresh loaf of bread from neighboring stalls. But who frequented these medieval fast food joints, and why? Predominantly, it was the lower classes, for whom the luxury of cooking at home was often an impossibility. Lacking the means to own a hearth or oven, and with ingredients far beyond their reach, they turned to cookshops. In London, along the bustling Thames and within the cramped quarters of poor neighborhoods, cookshops were a culinary haven, offering on-the-go food to travelers, merchants, and locals alike. These establishments served not just meals, but a sense of community and convenience to those unable to cook at home. In London, meat pies and pastries weren't just food, they were a way of life. Imagine the scene, hard-working peasants winding down from a long day, drawn to the warm glow of street-side cookshops, their noses guiding them to a hearty meal. These were the places where the medieval equivalent of a quick bite, a meat pie, or a pasty, was more than just sustenance. It was a slice of daily joy amidst the hardship of life. Yet indulging in these medieval delicacies came with its risks. The allure of a meat pie, brimming with what was supposed to be succulent pork or beef, often concealed a darker reality. Cooks, driven by the need to save on costs, sometimes resorted to using spoiled meat cleverly masked within the pie's crust. This practice wasn't just a matter of cutting corners, it was a gamble with the eater's health. Reports from 13th century Norwich highlight the grim practice of using diseased pork, serving a reminder that not all that smelled delicious in medieval times was safe to eat. The risk extended beyond just the choice of meat. Without the means to precisely gauge cooking temperatures, thermometers being centuries away from invention, ensuring meat was properly cooked was a constant challenge. The result? Every bite could potentially lead to illness, courtesy of undercooked meat. Despite these dangers, the popularity of meat pies and pasties never waned. They remained the go-to choice for a filling meal on the go, their convenience and flavor outweighing the potential for harm. This enduring love for quick, hearty meals highlights a universal truth. The quest for delicious, convenient food transcends time. Another popular food was bread. Bread was a cornerstone of daily nutrition and culinary creativity. In cities bustling with commerce and whispers of the latest news, 41% of urban households relied on local bakeries for their daily bread because they didn't have their own grain. Therefore, bakeries of the time were bustling hubs where innovation flourished. People would bring their own meat to the baker, who would then envelop it in dough and bake it into a satisfying meal. To keep this essential service affordable, London passed a law in 1350, capping the baker's fee at just a penny for this service, showing how crucial bread was for everyone's well-being. One of the era's most ingenious inventions was the bread bowl, known as a trencher. It was a bread turned into a bowl, filled with soups or stews. The beauty of the trencher was in its simplicity and zero-waste philosophy. After finishing the stew, you'd eat the bowl itself, ensuring that every bit of the meal was savored. However, with bread at the center of every meal, the medieval diet was heavy on carbs, likely more than what was healthy. But this didn't stop the innovation in bread-based snacks. Among them, soft pretzels emerged as not just a treat, but a symbol of good luck and spiritual well-being. Crafted from a simple mix of water, flour, and salt, these twisted delights became a staple during fasting periods like Lent, offering a savory reprieve when the consumption of animal products was forbidden by the Church. The Catholic Church's endorsement of this humble snack, due to its modest ingredient list, elevated pretzels beyond mere sustenance, turning them into a token of faith and prosperity. Monks played a pivotal role in the pretzel's ascendance, sometimes distributing them to children as rewards for reciting prayers, or to the poor, spreading both nourishment and blessings. This practice imbued pretzels with a sense of communal joy and spiritual health, making them a cherished food across medieval Europe. As their popularity soared, pretzels began to symbolize more than just good luck. They represented a shared cultural and religious heritage, with variations on the classic recipe sprouting across the region, each twist and turn a testament to the snack's enduring appeal. During Lent, when meat was off the menu, many turned to fish, believed to be exempt from fasting rules due to its asexual reproduction. Yet, an even more favored choice was alcohol, a companion to the humble pretzel, offering comfort and a cheeky nod to tradition. Taverns became havens of solace and subtle rebellion against Lent's strictures, with ale flowing more freely than usual. Around 1400, Benedictine monk Robert Rippon noted with irony how some used Lent not as a time for penance, but as an excuse to indulge even more in drinking, humorously reasoning, "Fishes must swim." This blend of the sacred pretzel and the spirited pint showcases how medieval Europeans mixed faith and fun, weaving together spiritual obligations and the simple joys of life. Yet the medieval culinary adventure didn't stop at savory snacks. The dawn of desserts marked a new chapter in the realm of junk food, with sugar and honey playing starring roles. Back then, sugar was so expensive that only a few could enjoy it, making honey the go-to sweetener for everyone else. From honey-drizzled fritters filled with spiced almonds to gingerbread rich in cloves and pepper, honey was the essence of medieval sweetness. Desserts were not just an afterthought, but a delightful conclusion to every meal, leading to the birth of the word dessert. The English indulged in an array of tarts crowned with berries, fruits, or a dash of ginger, according to the pages of Caryatoc's Miscellany. Among these treats, Kuskinoles stood out, a sweet ravioli brimming with fruit, alongside gingerbread and cheesecake, marking the era's favorites. By the mid-16th century, the term dessert had been adopted from the French desservir, meaning to clear the table, signifying the final course of fruits and sweets. As the culinary landscape of Europe expanded, so did the innovation of treats like waffles and funnel cakes. Waffles, once simple obelios from ancient Greece, were transformed by medieval Europeans into a beloved snack, imprinted with biblical scenes by the Catholic Church, and later enhanced by the Crusaders' introduction of cinnamon, honey, and cream. Meanwhile, funnel cakes emerged as a pinnacle of medieval junk food. Initially known as Crispies, these fried delights, sometimes made from sweetened cottage cheese dubbed fritter of milk, captivated the taste buds of many despite the scarce availability of sugar. This period of culinary exploration was not without its constraints. Many Europeans, burdened by poverty, could scarcely afford the luxury of sugar-laden treats, often relying on pottage, a stew of meat, vegetables, and bran as their staple. Yet, for those fortunate enough to indulge, desserts like funnel cakes offered a glimpse into a world of extravagance and sweetness, a world where the allure of sugar began to take hold, transforming the landscape of medieval cuisine. By the 16th century, as sugar gradually became more accessible, largely thanks to the New World's discovery, it ushered in a new era of culinary experimentation, from sugared meats to an array of confections such as crystallized fruits, rich syrups. Meats, fish, and even vegetables were seasoned with sugar. This newfound appetite for sweetness marked a dramatic shift in the dietary habits of Europeans, forever changing the landscape of their cuisine and setting the stage for the modern love affair with sugar in all forms of cooking and dining. Thank you for watching, and comment and subscribe to Binge History if you want more content like this one.